So hello guys, this is Shivam Shinde and I am today with a new lecture on vertical circular motion. So we'll be starting with what is a vertical circular motion, which is the last topic in the circular motion. So you can see the circular motion is added a new term, that is a vertical. So what we have seen up till now is a horizontal circular motion or a circular motion which was performed in an XY plane. But now we will see a circular motion which will be performed in another plane, that is a vertical plane. Okay. For example, if you take a string and tie a stone at one end and swirl the string, you will see that the stone is performing a circular motion, but not in a horizontal plane but in a vertical plane. You will have also gone to a mela in which you will have sat in a Ferris wheel. When you sit in a Ferris wheel, the Ferris wheel takes you in this way. Okay. So this is a circular motion in a vertical plane. So by now you will have understood what does vertical circular motion means. So we will dissect the term vertical circular motion. Simple, it is a circular motion which is performed in a vertical plane. Okay. So vertical circular motion. So circular motion which is performed in a vertical plane is called as a vertical circular motion. Suppose for example I take a string and I tie a stone at one end. So this is a stone and I swirl. So you can see that the stone is going to perform a circular motion. You also can see not only the stone is going to perform a circular motion, but each and every point on this string is going to perform a circular motion. The difference being that the radius of this is different than the radius of the stone. So you can see there are various vertical circular motion even in a single case. Okay. So this is how we can understand in simple language what is a vertical circular motion. Now we'll see or we'll elaborate and extrapolate this condition into various different conditions. Okay. Okay. So now this is suppose this is a point where I have tied this string. Okay, and this is the string. Okay, and this is the ball. Okay, now I suppose that this is a point A. Okay, this is the lowermost point. Now I can tell that this stone can perform a circular motion by taking this path. So this is a circular motion which can be performed by this stone. Okay. Now the lowermost point of this circular path, I call it as A. Okay. Now I have three conditions how this stone can travel in this path. Okay. Now suppose a condition can be there that suppose I push a stone with a minimal energy and the stone fails to go up above this point. So if I tell this point to be B, suppose this point is B. Now case 1, we have three cases in total. Case 1, case 2 and case 3. What are these cases dependent upon? These cases are dependent upon whether this stone will travel beyond this point, and third case is whether this stone will perform a whole circle. So first case is that can the particle reach up till here? If the particle can't reach up till here, it will go up till this between A and B. Okay. Now suppose I push the particle, suppose it goes up till here. Now again the particle will come up till here. So I can tell that there can be an oscillations. So first case is when the particle performs an oscillation. Okay. So case 1 is when particle performs oscillations. Now we will see the three cases on which we will study the vertical circular motion. Okay. So what is the first case? First case is the stone oscillates in the lower circle. So you can see this is a complete circle. Okay. So we divide this circle into two halves by a horizontal line. So this will be a lower circle and this will be the upper circle. So this will be the lower half circle. This is the upper half circle. So I suppose push this stone. So this circle will oscillate in this lower half circle. Suppose I push it with some velocity, but that velocity is not enough to take this stone above this point. So what will happen is that the stone will remain below this line or below this point, and it will go suppose up till here or any point between A to B. Now suppose I push this stone and it suppose go up till here. So what will happen is that the particle or the stone will start oscillating. It will go here, it will go here, and the oscillations will continue. Means the first case is the particle oscillates in the lower half circle. So I will write the condition. So case 1 is particle oscillates in lower half circle. Okay, means it is performing oscillations like a pendulum. Okay, what is the next case? Next case can be the particle has enough velocity to go above this point, but it does not have that enough velocity or sufficient velocity to go up till this point. Are you understanding? We have seen the first case, the particle when pushed from here can't go above this point. So it was being oscillated in this lower half circle. But now the particle has enough energy to cross this point. So if I push the particle, the stone will go here and above this. But after going above this point, its velocity becomes 0. Okay, so it cannot go beyond this point. So it will lie something beyond between B and C. So I call the uppermost point as C. So the stone when pushed will go between point B and point C. This is the second condition. So what will we call this condition? In this journey from B to C, at some point of time, the velocity of the particle will be 0. But before that, the tension in the string will be 0. And the particle will leave its circular path and will traverse any other different path, which suppose the particle is here and at this point the tension becomes 0. So at this point the particle will leave the circular motion and will perform a different kind of motion. Suppose in this condition, this is the motion. So you can understand, so this condition is called the slacking of the string. The string, which is this, becomes slack. So at this point you can see, suppose in the case where the body was at this point, okay? So at this point what was happening is that the velocity was becoming 0, but the tension was not 0, okay? But in this condition the tension becomes 0, whereas the velocity is not 0. The velocity has some amount in this condition, but the tension becomes 0 in this condition. Okay, so this is called the slacking of the string. The string becomes slack. Suppose this is a string. I'm rotating it. It has some length. But if I suppose don't give it enough velocity, the string after going here will become slack, will become loose, and the particle will leave the circular path and will perform any other different path. Okay. So this is the second case, that is the slacking of the string, okay, or leaving the circular path. What is the third condition? Third condition is the perfect circular motion. Suppose I am rotating the stone with a very high velocity. So you can now understand that the particle is going to perform a complete circular motion. So I give enough velocity such that the particle goes up till here. And now suppose if the particle goes up till here, then it is already known that the particle will go this half circle. So means the thing is the particle will complete the whole circular motion, and this is called a perfect circular motion. So now we will write all the three cases. The first case is okay. So now this is the fixed point. Now suppose this is the position A and this is the position B, horizontal. Now I know the particle is going to perform a circular motion. Okay. So now suppose the particle is oscillating and suppose it can go up till this point only. Okay. So what will be a free body diagram in this condition? So I know this will be the tension. This will be mg and this will be mg cos theta. So this is also theta. Okay, and this is velocity. So what will be equation in this condition? It will be t minus mg cos theta is equals to m v square by r. In this condition, r is length of the spray. Okay, here you can see at this point the velocity of the particle becomes 0. Okay, so at this point the velocity of the particle becomes 0. So this is the maximum point up till which the particle can reach. So I can ask you a question that take this equation and tell me what shall be a velocity given at this point so that it can reach this point. Okay, so what shall be the velocity which shall be given at this point so that it can reach this point? How can we do it? We can do it by a simple energy conservation. Okay, so suppose now we'll find total energy at point A. So total energy at point A will be kinetic energy, that is half mVA square. Potential energy is 0, and we'll find total energy at B, that is potential energy, which is mgn. Okay, and tell me what is the kinetic energy? There will be no kinetic energy, as we have already told the condition that suppose the particle becomes or comes to rest at this point. So the velocity at this point is going to be 0. So the kinetic energy is 0. So by conservation of mechanical energy, the energy at A and energy at B shall be same. So I can write total energy at A is equal to total energy at B. So I can write half mVA square is equal to mgn. So I get that VA is equal to root over 2gn. So this is a very important answer. So what does this denote? So if your velocity at this point, or you give a velocity equals to root over 2gn at point A, then the particle will go up till point B. Then it will go up till here. Suppose the particle is here. Now you give a velocity of root over 2gn, it will go here. Then again it will come here, again it will go to B, again it will come here. So in this way, the body will perform oscillations. Okay, so I can say that if I give this much velocity, the particle is going to go here. But for all the energies which are less, or for all the velocities which are less than this velocity, the particle is not going to reach here. The particle will reach between A and B. It will not reach B, it will reach here, 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 or any other different point. If you give velocity equals to root over 2gl, the particle will reach here. And for all the velocities which are less than root 2gl, the particle will reach behind the point B or before point B. Okay, so I can write that for velocities which are greater than 0 and less than equals to root over 2gl, the particle or the stone is going to perform oscillations in the lower half circular. So this was all about the first case, that was performing oscillations in the lower half circular path. Now we'll go to our next case, case number 2, that is leaving the circular path or slacking of the string. So, if I draw a diagram, this is a stone. Okay, it is given some velocity. This is the horizontal point B. Now it goes from point A to point B, and now there is a vertical point C. Now in this condition, the particle has enough velocity to go beyond B, and I know what is the velocity which is required for the point at this point A to go beyond B. That is equals to root over 2gl, which we have seen in the earlier case. So if I give velocity root over 2gl at point A to this stone, I know that the stone is going to go beyond this point. Okay, but the velocity is less than what is required to reach here. So the body will go above this, but it can go beyond this point. So it will reach this, or any point between B to C. Okay, so now suppose the point reaches, or the stone reaches at this point. Okay, at this point. So what will happen at this point? So at this point, the velocity is not going to become zero. Okay, note that it is very important that the velocity at this point is not going to be zero. The tension at this point is going to be zero. Okay, so I will write velocity at this point is not zero, but tension at this point is zero. Now suppose you are rotating the string, the tension is at max, so you can see the string is very taut. But when you stop rotating the string with enough energy, you can see that the stone falls and it will not perform a circular motion. Similarly here, the tension is becoming zero. So you can see when the tension becomes zero, the wire which is taut, okay, it becomes loose like an elastic. And suppose now I am swirling this stone. So what will happen is that the particle or the stone will not perform a circular motion, it will leave the circular path. So suppose at this point the tension becomes zero, this is the string, and the tension in the string becomes zero. So at this point the particle will leave the circular motion, and suppose it will go in this direction. Okay, it will not perform a circular motion, but it will leave a circular motion and perform a different kind of motion. So suppose it will perform this kind of motion. So this is the second case. So we'll write what is the requirements for body to perform this kind of motion, or which can fit into this case. So I know that the velocity of the particle to fulfill this case shall be greater than root over 2gl, because the stone has to go above this point. Okay, but I should also know what is the limit that it should not cross this point. So simple, I will find what is the velocity which shall be given to this stone so that it reaches this point. So now we have to find what is the velocity which shall be given at point A so that the particle reaches this point. So how we will find this? So from a free body diagram at this point C, what will be the free body diagram at point C? So this is the center. Okay. So now the tension is towards the center. The mg is downwards. Okay, and also, so I can write T plus mg is equals to mvc square by r. Okay, so at this point the tension becomes zero. So tension on becoming zero, the velocity at point C will become root over gr. So I can understand that root gr is the velocity at this point when the tension becomes zero. So that's why I am telling you guys that any point between B to C, if the particle is performing anything like case second, the velocity will not be zero. As you can see here, the velocity is never zero. There is velocity, but the tension in the string becomes zero, and that is the reason why the particle leaves the circular path and performs a different motion. Okay. So we have found what is the velocity at point C. So now we will find what is the velocity which shall be at point A, so that the velocity ongoing at point C becomes root over gr. So we will solve this by conservation of mechanical energy. So I know what does conservation of mechanical energy say. Total energy at C is equals to total energy at A. So tell me what is total energy at C? It is potential energy. What is potential energy? mg. What is the height? Height is this much, L plus L, that is 2L. 2L plus, it has some kinetic energy, that is half m. What is v? It is root over gr square. That is equals to half m va square. So I can write 2 mg L plus mg. So this L can be written as r. So it is mg r by 2 is equals to half m va square. Okay. So on solving, you can get va is equals to root over 5 gr. So what is this? So this is a very important value. If you give velocity to the stone which is root over 5 gr, the particle can reach at this point. But after this point, the tension in the string will become zero. And suppose the particle at this point, you give velocity root over 5 gr, the particle will go and reach this point. But after it, the tension will become zero, whereas it will have some velocity. So it will go with some velocity and it will fall. So this is a projectile. So you may, in exam, the question may come with a combined circular motion as well as projectile motion. So it's a very important thing. So if they ask you what is the range of the projectile, simply you can have velocity at this point and find out the range. Okay. So now tell me, between what limit shall I provide velocity to the stone at this point, so that it should go beyond point B, but it should remain before, or it should not go beyond point C. So I can write velocity should be greater than root over 3gl and can be equals to or less than root over 5gl for satisfying this condition. Okay. So in this way I have completed the second case. Now we go on to the third case. So now the third case is of a particle performing a complete circle. So up till now we have seen the two cases. Now we will see the third case, which is completing perfect circular motion. Now I know for completing the perfect circular motion, the particle has to traverse circular motion at each and every point. That is, the particle at each and every point should have some amount of tension. Means, in other ways, I can say that at any point in the circular motion, the tension in the string should not be zero. Okay. So I will go more into the details. I know if I push this particle or stone with velocity equals to root over 5gl, I know where it will go. It will go at this point. Okay. But at that point, even I give the velocity root over 5gl at this point, even on reaching at this point, the tension will be zero. Okay. And when I know the tension is zero, it is not going to perform a circular motion. But in this case, I want to perform a circular motion. Okay. So what will I do is, I'll give a velocity which is greater than root over 5gl. Okay. Because here, when I give root over 5gl, it will go up till point here. But after that, the string will slack and the stone will fall and it will not make a perfect circular motion. But when I give velocity which is greater than root over 5gl, the thing is it will go up in here, and also the string will not slack. Okay, the string will be taut and it will reach at this point again. That is, there will be a perfect circular motion. So simple thing, if velocity is equals to root over 5gl at A, then what will happen? Reach point C, but slack. Okay, but if velocity at A is greater than root over 5gl, then perfect circular motion. So are you understanding? When we give velocity equals to root over 5gl, it will be assumed that the particle will go up till here, but I know that the tension in the string becomes 0. So I don't want that in this condition, because I want to cover a whole circle. So I'll do one thing, that I'll increase my velocity greater than root over 5gl, so that it will go up till here, and also it will not make the tension 0. There will be some amount of tension which will make it up till here at this point, and that will make a complete circular motion. Okay, so in this way we have seen the three cases. First case was one in which the particle was oscillating in the lower half circle. The second case in which the particle was going in the upper half circular motion but was unable to complete the whole circle. And third case in which the particle is able to complete the whole circle. So in the first case we have seen that when the velocity is between 0 and root over 2gl, the first case is satisfied and the body performs oscillations. So this can be used as an application to simple harmonic motion. Next case is the particle goes above the horizontal line but does not go beyond C. The particle, the stone or the string slacks, and the particle or the stone does not perform a complete circular motion and it is deviated from its path. So the condition is the velocity being greater than root over 3gl and less than or equals to root over 5gl. And the next case, when there is a complete circular motion, the velocity should be greater than root over 5gl. In this way we have seen the whole circular motion. If there are any doubts, please feel free to ask. Okay, I hope this lecture series has proved beneficial to you.